Dom has mastered entertaining? What happened?
Shows you how Dom has mastered his craft as a streamer and an entertainer. Because notice how he reacts authentically to the action that happens, which is the ludicrous misplay, and he goes to an 11 out of 10.
All right, let's hear it, Thorin.
Why does everyone fail Flash?
It's fine. Dude, everyone just fails in this. Like, I don't know, bro.
Okay.
It's fine.
This clip really shows you how Dom has mastered his craft as a streamer and an entertainer. Because notice how he reacts authentically to the action that happens, which is the ludicrous misplay, and he goes to an 11 out of 10, shout out Spinal Tap, but then right afterwards he immediately brings it back down to like completely baseline level, and he's just talking again, he's back into discourse, he's just doing his normal thing, right? You might think
a master of being mentally ill.
Fake? Is the reaction fake, or is like his essentially like refractory period after the reaction? Is that the fake? Which one is not real? Which one? They're both real. The point is he has mastered his craft. He knows how to allow emotion and reaction to occur, but when to engage with it and then when not to. When to give it energy, when to take the energy.
It's all
away.
a conscious decision, chat. I'm not just mentally ill. Thorin understands that there's levels to this.
A reaction and an emotion and amplify it and then choose to no longer amplify it. That is actually part of the technical skill of being an on-camera entertainer. That is called camera presence. That is called knowing how to flip the switch and be able to respond authentically. Neither of them are fraud or in any sense artifice. This is actually a technique that people who watch, I don't blame you, you're not people in the industry, you don't observe the technical ability of these people. That's what happens on talk shows. If I'm on a talk show and I choose to engage vitriolically, like I did against a certain person from the PA, that's because I think that is warranted in that moment, and the way the conversation is going, I actually think is harmful to the entertainment factor and the discourse of the episode. In that case, I'm nipping it in the bud immediately, and I'm going to force this person, if they're going to fuck with me, play passive-aggressive games, like, either you get bodied or you do something about it. You come back with another point. I'm going to put your feet to the fire in that scenario. I can also, like I do in my long reflections interviews, someone could be talking any old nonsense, saying things I disagree with or crazy. Sometimes I have the stone face, I have the poker face on. I don't give anything out there. I choose not to give any energy to the emotion. It's about them talking, them saying their thing. I am just a blank canvas so that they're not reading anything from me. There's no tells. They're not thinking I'm disagreeing. I'm thinking like, oh, seeing, like, remember on talk shows, you'll see this. Someone will just see your response. Like, no, but I didn't mean what I meant to say. No, you don't want that. In this scenario, I want them to be able to get their thoughts out, express themselves, and it is their interview in that particular case. It's not a talk show. A talk show is different. It's also why you might start to learn this. Here's a little tell for you. When I start noticing a talk show has very long-winded guests that don't get to the point and they keep just never letting the sentence or their part
Thorin is actually so good at this. This is some facts, by the way.
End and looping back in to say the same things and disclaimers, or when they're just saying incredibly boring things. After a certain amount of time, I'll give them some leeway. I'll give them a couple of chances of questions. Eventually, I do what Michael Jordan does at the end of a basketball game. I say, right, give me the ball and get the fuck out of my way, because this has to be entertaining. No one's watching for a dry C-SPAN political discussion or analysis of the economy. This has to be in some way entertaining. It has to engage emotion. It has to make some of the points have a value and a stakes to making them. There has to be a humor to it, a lightness and a seriousness. So that's when I know how to flip the switch. So watch the masters at work. You might not really know what they're doing, but when you know with this lens, in the same way as if you learn about cinematography, you'll learn who the great directors are, not based on the story and how you feel about it. You can start to get an insight into who's actually mastering and expressing their technical ability.
Technical ability of streaming. I'm not a schizo. That dude, if anyone just says, Dom, all you do is react to stuff. You're just a react Andy. I'm gonna link them this video. This is the video that I will stand on. Thank you, Thorin. I appreciate that.